Concord Food Co-op. Greg's in the house, but he's doing the Clark Gable, Gary Cooper.
Oh, thank
the
you.
strong, silent type.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah. He's doing that. He's
Strong,
not talking.
completely
Very
silent.
silent.
So he went, okay, Leslie, you.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Hi, Leslie.
Hi.
How are we?
I'm great.
Do we wish we were back in New Zealand today?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah,
much every day.
this morning,
So
yeah.
no, that's not true.
Was
I'd
it
say
not-
it's like half the time.
How long were you there?
Well, we were gone for 3 weeks, about 9 days in Australia and about 9 days in New Zealand.
Which one?
Wow.
Which one did you like better?
New
Are
Zealand?
they the same or different
No.
enough? Okay.
Especially if you speak to a New Zealander.
Yeah, right. They
They are
right.
not like Australia.
No.
But I think New Zealand was just more, it felt different.
Yeah.
It was a lot more nature.
Really?
Just very few people. 5 million people, 26 million sheep
Wow.
in the country.
Gorgeous.
There you go.
It's gorgeous.
Cows,
Yeah.
sheep.
Wow.
Yeah, it was it made a big impact. Australia was wonderful, but a couple moments we thought, oh, we could be in the U.S. and not know.
Right.
Aside
Yeah, I
from the
know.
accent.
This looks like Utah, doesn't it? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
A lot of California
Yeah.
imagery.
Yeah.
like the
In
coast of
Australia.
California.
Yeah.
But
They
it
just
was
talk
wonderful.
funny.
Everybody's nice. It was summertime. Everyone was, even with the fires and
Yeah.
everyone was still super friendly and upbeat. And I said, even the hipsters.
You mean
were,
just like
even
Concord,
the hipsters
right?
were nice.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
That's great.
Yeah. So why are you at the helm today? Not that we mind.
Well, there's a couple of reasons.
Okay.
I volunteered.
Nice.
Well,
there you go.
The main reason.
That's
And
what happens when you raise your hand.
I haven't had a chance to talk about all the demos I've been doing lately. And it's been fun we did some nice sweet treats right around Valentine's Day.
as well. You should have. That's great.
And then for the past this week and then the coming week, I've been doing new stuff. We get there's so many new products literally every week. So it's fun for me to go around and be like, what's this? And so I've been working with the buyers to sort of introduce the customers to the things that
Something
literally
new.
just hit the shelf. Like
Oh, that's
yesterday, we
great.
did a vegan and gluten-free cookie that's a sort of a knockoff on a Thin Mint cookie.
Nice.
But it's really hard to find baked goods that don't have wheat and don't have dairy.
Right,
So-
and then build up to the expectation of a cookie eater.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Because that's kind of key
And
too.
most of the people that try it actually don't require that, but
Right.
they know someone who does. So they're like, great, now I know I can get this
Oh, that's
here.
awesome.
So it's fun to,
So it has
and that
no-
hit that we got that yesterday, and I demoed it yesterday.
And they had no calories, right?
Yeah, oh,
yeah,
yes, right.
yeah, of
Why?
course, yeah. That's the
Well, if you're
important
going to
thing.
take it out. Come on.
Most people say, oh, okay, so it has no taste.
Yeah.
I say it has no dairy, it has no wheat. They're like,
Right,
okay,
right.
so no flavor.
Are they surprised
No, that's
when they
not
try
Yes.
it and go,
Oh,
seriously?
absolutely. Totally.
That's great.
Yeah, so it's been fun. And I've been trying to put it on our Facebook and Instagram the day, like the morning of, like what I'll be doing and what time. So if people want to make a point of coming and trying a free sample of something new.
And broadening your horizons.
Exactly.
You know, maybe finding your next big thing.
and your palate.
And your palate.
Right.
Why did Dr. Otto get the booster seat?
No, what?
Yeah.
I'm this
It's a
tall.
wicked
you talking
tall.
It's
I
not-
know.
I'm this tall.
It's not what we think about you that we've got to prop her up.
I'm the one that needs that seat.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Why is she? Wow, it's like Mount Rushmore, you know? Okay, fine. Wow, Dr. Otto in the booster seat today.
Yes,
Naturopathic doctor, certified functional medicine practitioner, located at Whole Health Concord on Broadway in Concord. Specializes in getting to the root of illnesses and reducing dependency on medication and surgery. Yay. You can contact her through the website at naturalmedicinenh.com. And, you know, we had Senator Feltus in earlier talking about the opioid epidemic. And we've talked about this before. Instead of masking the issue, here's some drugs. You'll feel better. Not dealing with the problem, just hiding it for a longer period of time. When your body's trying to tell you something, you mask it, then, 6 months, a year, 2 years down the road, now it's a real problem. And you could have dealt with it earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. And that speaks to a couple of problems, and really to the theme of today's conversation,
And don't
which
worry,
is
we'll get to you.
No, that's fine.
talking about why, having these other approaches as part of your healthcare team is really important is just for that reason, because we're looking at all of these aspects. If somebody comes in with pain, for example, that's become chronic, if we can spend the time to investigate where that pain is coming from and why it's there, we might be able to come up with other options.
Right.
either potentially we don't need to use a drug at all, or we can manage you on something that's different, that's not addictive, and make sure that you don't continue to be more and more reliant on high doses of pain meds.
Sure. How long does it take you to arrive at a solution? I mean, there's no, you just don't open the book, go to page 27, go, yeah, that's it, okay.
That's true. For us, the diagnosis is really the beginning, and then we try to understand why a person has that diagnosis. But honestly, it doesn't take very long. I expect my patients to feel better within the first month to 6 weeks of treatment, and that's pretty darn fast.
Yeah, and especially getting to the root of the problem, because something like, God, I'm having headaches could be some small back thing that from 2 weeks ago. You know, but you gotta talk, you have to investigate, but then you can get to the root of it.
Yeah, exactly. And we, can work with other providers who provide that type of, quote, alternative care, unquote, because I
She's
hate
doing
that
the air
term.
quote thing.
Doing the
Yeah,
air
yeah,
quote, because I can't stand that term. But, talking especially about pain, since we're on that subject,
Right.
really looking at chiropractic care, looking at massage therapy, acupuncture, rolfing. I mean, these are wonderful techniques that unfortunately are completely stepped aside lots of times when people have pain and they go to their primary provider.
Right.
And we really want to integrate these other therapies because they're so gentle and effective.
Right.
It's a wonderful
But
tool.
see, the interesting part is the only time people will actually try it is when desperation. Then all of a sudden they find out, well, yeah.
Wish I'd done about this.
We
the
should
whole
have thought
time.
about that from the get-go. Yeah, I know. I know.
And the good news is they now become talking heads for those alternative practices.
Yeah.
Going,
Quote,
oh my God, it was great. But they don't take that until it's, oh my God, I got to do something. The pain is killing me. I can't work, blah, blah, blah. And they'll, fine, I'll try this. And then they find out, wow. You've seen that.
Yeah, all the time. All the time. Most of the people that come to my practice have already seen a dozen other doctors. So that's typical. It's actually less
Does that
typical
bother
for
you?
someone to see me first.
That you're down on the list? That I'm not your first choice? What?
I mean, it bothers me in the sense that I wish people were getting care faster.
Right.
That's helpful and that's not relying on expensive medications and
Right.
surgeries.
Right.
But it doesn't. No, it doesn't bother me personally that I'm the last. Actually, I find it to be a fun challenge because I really like really shocking everybody.
Yeah, there we go.
Wow. Dr. Herring, now it's your turn. How are you?
Good morning.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Licensed naturopathic doctor specializing in classic homeopathy and functional medicine. What's functional medicine?
It's studying the function of, say, nutrients and how they interact cellularly.
That's a
to
whole
heal.
separate thing, functional medicine?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's become that. I mean, it's basically what naturopaths have studied from the get-go.
Right.
Oh,
How
okay,
it
okay,
works
okay.
and how you
But
can keep it working.
But it's coming into the conventional circles, so that's a good thing.
Wow. She's had an office in Concord since, was it Reagan president then?
Oh, man.
Bush?
88, before Bush, wasn't it?
Was it? Okay. All right. Fine. For over 30 years, instrumental in the process of licensing of naturopaths as primary care doctors in New Hampshire back in 1995. She can be reached at Dr.Pamela, Dr.Pamelaherring at gmail.com, or you can call 491-7321. I actually, this is very coincidental because I didn't know you were coming in today. I was thinking of the two of you because I'd seen you recently. Did you see the story recently? It was this week about the Vikings. Did you happen to see this story?
No.
I heard this.
Yeah. The Vikings, fearless going into battle. They were known for plotting it. Some doctor just figured out that apparently archaeological, they have found out that they were drinking tea before, but it was some kind
Not just
of,
any tea.
yeah, it was some kind of
Hallucinogenic kind of tea.
whatever that was. And the name that they got was, they were called the Berserkers. Because they would just, some of them would take off their armor, take off their clothes, and run right into battle. And I'm like, that's strong tea, man. Is there, I mean, tea, what kind of hallucinogenic?
A lot of substance. I mean, when you think about, ayahuasca and a lot of these,
Okay, to you know. We're sitting here going, huh?
there are a number of herbs that are, that well, we don't use these ones.
Right,
in
right.
practice,
I know.
but
Yeah,
there are a lot of herbs.
We don't have them at the office.
that
Right, yeah.
exist on
We're
the
going
planet.
to Dr. Otto's at 10 o'clock.
Everybody meet them. I'm just kidding. There's a lot of herbs that grow around the planet that have been used by native people for many
Hello.
millennia.
And that was what I
that
was
have
thinking of.
medic-
That I went back 800 years. They were using natural stuff.
Well, it
to
was
get
all
psyched
natural,
for
yeah.
battle.
I'm sure,
to charge in there, and I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, hallucinogenic tea. I mean, I get the mushroom thing, but the tea, that was a different.
Well,
I
that's
hadn't
it.
heard that.
Tea is a way of extracting medicinal properties from plants in general. So
Right.
if it's a particular plant that's going to produce
okay.
hallucinogenic properties, you can. It's just a water extraction, basically.
Right.
It has to be done properly. The way we drink tea, if you go to the Starbucks and get tea, it's not going to be medicinal,
Right,
but
right.
the principle behind it is just extracting chemicals through water as a solvent.
And tea is part of holistic medicine. I mean, not that kind of tea.
Well, no, no.
Not Viking tea. But
Yeah, I know.
Now we got to do a disclaimer.
Yeah, I know. Well, we did take a ramp. We did take a ramp off the interstate talking
But I
about
mean, I know
hallucinogenic tea.
you can get
Not for
some
sale
things-
at the Concord Food Co-op.
Well,
Okay.
sure. You can sell cold care and
Yes.
stress teas and all kinds of teas that will help.
Right.
They're lightweight. They're not as strong as herbals. Those are more concentrated, but there are many, many teas. Peppermint tea is just great for, lots of things. So.
And you know what? We're in a season right now where there's this bug and that bug flying around.
Yeah.
How important is it to explore maybe natural ways of getting at the symptoms?
I just presented on this last night. I just had a lecture at our new
Take
office.
it away.
Neat. That's perfect.
Yeah, it's so important, and part of that is because, well, first of all, there's so many natural options that people don't realize are out there,
Right.
where you don't have to be miserable for long periods of time. But the other thing, and this was a highlight of what I was talking about last night, which is when we rely on over-the-counter drugs, a lot of times we don't realize what it is we're taking, and we suppress symptoms with those over-the-counters, and that actually prolongs the illness.
Absolutely. You know what? If you do a suppressant when you should be up and coughing and moving it along,
Right.
it's not a good. It keeps it down there. It's
Right.
not a good. I actually had a doctor to tell me that years ago.
Oh, no kidding.
When we first started having kids, going, you know what? Don't do the decongestant because that's going to produce.
Right,
know?
exactly. Yeah, when we use natural agents, they typically facilitate the body's natural mechanisms for elimination while kind of creating a little bit of balance. So you're sicker for a shorter period of time, symptoms are milder, and then you recover fully really quickly, which is great.
Yay. I like recovering quickly.
Absolutely.
We're going to have to take a break in a minute. Pam, I wanted to ask you, talking about general practitioners, traditional mainstream medicine, and holistic approach, when are people supposed to make the decision? I need to go to a doctor. Oh, no, I need to go here. I mean, as opposed to I'm going to go to the walk-in clinic, I'm going to go to the emergency room, or to go see you. When do they make that call?
Well, there's different reasons why they may make that call. One is that they don't do well on drugs. They're very sensitive. The drugs really cause a lot of side effects, and they want an alternative route.
Okay.
Other people often will try conventional, and as Dr. Otto said, they don't have success, and then will end up, somebody will say, well, why don't you see Dr. Otto or Dr. Herring?
Right.
And get something that will, take care of it on the long haul, because we're going to work from the inside out.
Sorry.
All right, sorry. Okay, so here.
It was a visual. Sorry.
It was because Dr. Otto's in a wicked tall chair today. For some reason, it was set really tall. Peter just lowered his chair while Dr. Pam was talking.
I know I was talking.
And then we broke out
talking
in
to Pam. That's all.
fits of laughter.
Yeah,
Fine.
we're not laughing at what Dr.
I know, not at all.
no.
See, I know. I didn't want to give the wrong impression. Like the teacher turning around and going, "Who started that? Mr. St. James."
I cannot work like this. Let's take a break.
No,
Let's recoup. We'll be back.
Greg mentioned this last week or the week before, but we have some new benefits for our owners. As a cooperative, we do have memberships and owners. And one of them is a tour of the store with a wellness ace. So we have several, Dr. Herring being one of them, healthcare providers who have agreed to give free tours of the co-op.
Really?
To our owners. So it's about a half hour. And if you're not familiar with how the co-op's laid out, or have some questions about, anything specific, we can set you up with
Some of the
tour.
products on the
that's
counter
great.
that I don't understand.
Or like
You'll
the tea.
explain.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. So that's a fun one that we're just rolling out starting in March.
Wow.
Yeah.
So again, if people want to become members, what do they do? Just get to the cash register and say, I want to be a member?
Yeah, they can do
Oh,
that.
okay,
They can
okay.
join online. You can just
Okay.
pay for your membership online. It's $100 once, and then it's good for your whole household for your lifetime. And the list of benefits.
And again,
keeps
for the
growing.
household, not
Yep.
just you.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You are the only one who can vote in
Right.
our elections.
Right.
There's
Fair
just
enough,
one vote,
yeah.
but the benefits apply for everyone.
You
Concord Food Co-op.coop.
Yes.
You running for anything?
No.
Well, I just didn't know if I had to vote for you.
No, but I'll think of something for
Okay.
next week.
Well, I didn't know if Leslie was getting people to vote for her to become members.
Campaigning.
No.
Show up to try something new.
So
Show up to try something new. There's your vote.
So here we are in the 21st century. Technology, artificial intelligence, and yet we're going back to stuff that's been around since the 9th century, 10th century. Does that make sense to you? That the further ahead we move, the further back we go?
Well, it makes sense to me. I mean, the things are put on this planet for us to heal, and it doesn't have to be high tech. I mean, people got, they used herbs way back when. Now, unfortunately, a lot of the herbalists were thought to be witches and were annihilated. So we lost a lot of the medicine of the early days. And somewhere around the early part of this century, we saw the pharmaceutical companies start to step in, and they kind of
Pharmaceuticals got a bigger budget than you have.
Yeah, I know.
bigger budget.
Yeah,
I
It
know.
was sort of a quick fix,
Yeah.
but the long-term ramifications weren't so hot.
Well, see, this is
Aren't so
and
hot.
this is all, as far as I'm concerned, Americans now, well, and people in the world, basically have the attention span of an ant. Because if it doesn't happen now,
Yeah.
I don't want to wait. They instant gratification, instant. So that's why they want the pharmaceutical. It'll make me better. Boom, done. Instead of dealing with the problem so that it doesn't come back again because you have a condition maybe, or you are susceptible to. Instead of talking to somebody to find out what it is, people, I just want to deal with it.
Right. So they suppress the symptoms, but with herbal things or homeopathics used constitutionally, you might say, you do get the long-term benefits. It might take a little bit longer in the beginning, but for acute things, naturopathic medicine can work very quickly. With homeopathics, I've seen a fever drop within half an hour.
Oh, that's
I've
awesome.
seen people get well very quickly. I had a woman with chronic migraines and was on an injectable drug, and she wanted to get off of it. She'd been on it for a long time. And we gave her a homeopathic remedy, and within a month or two, she stopped having the migraines. So,
Wow.
Wow.
How much of this is people just taking control of their medical self? Because when you just go to the doctor, say, give me something because I want to get
Right.
over it, you're not really in control of your medical self, and you should be number one on your medical team. You should know what's going on with you. You should know what works best for you,
Right.
and be involved. And so then the more you learn, the more this makes sense.
right. And certainly there's a few lifestyle changes that might go along with that,
Don't we all
And,
need that?
we-
We all need that.
More
I don't want to hear it.
I
but
don't.
need
Yeah,
it.
I know.
Little
I would
more
rather
sleep.
deny
Yeah.
it. However,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but once you take control of your medical self, and again, just like the flight attendants that tell you put the mask on yourself so you can take care of other people, you got to take care of yourself first.
Exactly. Well, just take sugar alone. It suppresses the immune system for a couple days when you have sugar. When you have it every day, you've got a chronically suppressed immune system. So,
Holistic medicine, the holistic approach, is never going to be like a tsunami piling over everybody. It's more like the tide, high tide coming in. It's working in slow. But you're seeing it more and more, right?
We are consistently. It's definitely growing. People are understanding the value of it. And personally, I think the things that roll in more slowly are the things that stick.
Nice.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Yep. I mean,
And we do have to remember there's a place for the conventional medicine as well.
Right,
If
this
somebody's
is
got
working-
pneumonia, you don't
Yep.
want to mess with that. You
No,
want
no,
them
no.
on an antibiotic.
Yep.
You can be doing some natural things in addition, but there is a place for natural medicine. We don't want to discount it. We don't want to, just throw it in the trash.
Don't do regular medicine. No,
Yeah.
there is a place for that, but you can work in concert.
Exactly.
but do you find people saying, I was at the co-op and I picked up vitamin supplements, so I'm taking that. There you go. And that's their idea of...
That's enough.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So we need to expand on that. Is what
yes.
okay.
Oh, yes.
All right.
Lifestyle is everything.
Dr. Otto, Dr. Herring, Dr. Leslie. Oh, I like this.
Oh, nice.
That was the Stooges bit, wasn't it? Dr. Otto, Dr. Herring, Dr. Leslie. Concord Food Co-op. .coop.
If you're in the mood for real food, it's Concord Food Co-op.